What is up, ladies of the Boss Up Lifestyle community? Coach Bonnie here, and I'm actually recording some at-home workouts and just updating the workout library for my clients. And I wanted to perform like a full body mobility workout routine, and I figured that this would be of tremendous value to you guys as well, and in anyone that has limited equipment or has limited mobility. So mobility refers to your joints, the mobilization of your joints. Like you see how my wrist is pretty mobile. You see how my shoulder is pretty mobile. It can move without pain. I'm going to show you hip mobility, me being able to come up, come out, and then go around. That's hip mobility. And Jasmine, I'm going to scoot you back. Okay, girl? Okay? Cool. She's cool with it, guys. Okay. Other areas, anywhere there's a joint, you'll want it to be mobilized. So from the top up, we got our shoulders, wrist, hips, which I just showed you. Your knee is a joint that you want stable. You don't really want this one mobile, if you will. Anyone that's had knee surgery understands you don't want that bad boy slipping. But then down here at the ankle, you want to make sure that you have mobility there. So my goal today is to teach you how to mobilize those joints and things that you can do at home. What you may need, if you have a kettlebell, that would be cool. You don't need one, but I'm going to show you something you can do with it. If you have foam rollers, those will be advantageous as well. And if you have a resistance band, if you don't have any resistance bands, I'm going to drop the link. I have some in my store that you can buy. Don't judge my store yet. It's not pretty yet. I just want to put all the items up there so I can start selling PDFs and workouts that go with the bands. But if you do need resistance bands or any kind of like home workout equipment, I have an online store called the Mind and Body Zone. So give me just a second. I'm actually going to grab something else for people that don't have a resistance band yet. So if you don't have a resistance band, you can get a blanket or anything else, and I'll show you what we're going to do with it. So first off, mobility. When you're getting ready to work out, especially if you're doing strength training, like anything with weights, resistance bands, or anything that's going to be challenging you, you want to warm up your muscles, the tendons, and mobilize the joints. Most of us grew up in an era where before you worked out, they told you to stretch like this. You see how I'm not moving? This is supposed to be a hamstring stretch, right? The problem with this is it is what we call a static stretch. Static means it's not moving. And so static stretches like this are best left for the end of your workout. When you're getting ready to work out, right before you're getting ready to lift the weights or use the machines or resistance bands or kettlebells, you want to mobilize your joints. And so you'll do similar stretches to the static ones, but you'll want them to be dynamic. And dynamic just simply means moving. So a good example of a dynamic stretch would be if I was going to be doing barbell lunges, right? Instead of starting with the barbell, I might just do body weight lunges. And since there's no weight on it, this is considered a dynamic stretch or a nice, good dynamic warm-up. If you're a beginner and you're like, Bonnie, those lunges actually hurt, that is the workout, well, great. But as you progress, the body weight exercises will actually be your warm-up and they won't be the workout anymore. So let's get into mobility. I'm not going to go over dynamic stretches. I might make another video for that. So for Mobility Monday, we're going to start at the bottom. So first thing I want you to do, if you don't have good balance, go hold on to your wall or something, and I want you to just go around in a circle with your ankles, clockwise, like 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then go the other way. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you would obviously do it with the other leg. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reverse. Okay, so that's the ankle. If you're someone that is doing barbell squats and heavy squats and you notice that when I'm going to show you, pretend I have a barbell on my back, right? What I'm about to do is called an ass to grass squat, which just means that I have enough mobility to go all the way to the ground with my feet on the ground. My heels aren't coming up. But if you notice when you squat that your ankles come off the floor, knees cave in, something like that, most of the things that we see go wrong with people's bodies when they're squatting, it starts with the feet. Yes, there may be weakened adductor muscles or weakened outer thigh muscles like your vastus lateralis muscle, but a lot of it comes because we don't have a stable foundation on the ground with our feet, and that may be because you have poor ankle mobility. So if that's you, I want to show you an additional move that you can do to help mobilize those ankles. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. I'm not sure. So with the foam roller, working on your ankle mobility, just put the foam roller underneath your ankle. You can do the same rotation that we just did, but with a little pressure on that ankle, and roll it out. That's one way that you can mobilize your ankle. Another way, if you are someone that is squatting, to take your kettlebell and lean in, you want to keep the kettlebell to heavy one, and go as far forward as you can. You can do this without the kettlebell, cool. Another way that I help people mobilize their ankles is to get into that deep squat hold you saw me doing, and then pick up the heavy kettlebell and stay down here with it. If you don't have a heavy kettlebell to do this with, and again, this is for your ankles, go to a pole or something in your house, the door frame, and hold on to it, like kind of scale your way down, and then this. If you're looking at this like, yo, I can't even do that, work your way to these things. Again, I preface this ankle mobility for people that are already doing like heavy squats. If not, just keep watching. Okay, so that's your ankle joints. Now we're gonna move up to hip mobility. Okay, so hip mobility is actually one of my favorite ones. I did it in the beginning of this video. So again, you can hold the wall or something else if you need to. I want you to go ahead and pick your leg up, take it out to the side. We want to make a full 360 with this joint and come back up. This is what it looks like from the side. Up, out, back and around, and up. And repeat. These are called hip cars for controlled articular rotations. I usually do about 5 to 10 of these before I do any heavy squats. Other ways that you can mobilize your hips: leg swings. Do forward leg swings like this. You can also do sideways ones. You want to make sure that you're standing upright. Other hip mobility exercises, do 5 to 10 of those. Another one would be, which I definitely need to work on, is your hip flexors. They are, imagine, I want you to think of like a rubber band that goes around your spine and then through the front. Your hip flexors, those are muscles, a group of muscles that enable your hips to do stuff like this. And if you sit all day long, you might have some tight ones. Or if you squat a lot, or if you don't stretch a lot. Mine are tight because I sit a lot and I squat heavy. Not a good combination. So, on your knees, on your knees first. One knee, this is the leg that I want to stretch. 90-degree angle with the front one. Grab a hold of something, anything. I'm grabbing my couch. And then grab your back leg. And, oh, Jesus, lean into it. You want to make sure that you have a cushion. I'm on a cushion. And lean into that. Okay, that's a dynamic hip flexor stretch. All right. All right, and now we're going to work our way up to the shoulder joint. Ways to mobilize that. This is one of my favorite joints to mobilize because I had a lot of shoulder injuries, rotator cuff specifically. All right, so one of the first things you do, and I do this before any lifting day, like before any of my, before my upper body day. These are like chest pull aparts, but I can also, I'm gonna let you look at the back muscles so you can see my upper traps, which are part of the shoulder musculature. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, so I will get a little bit closer. Let's see. Okay, cool. Great. All right. So with those pull aparts, you can see, maybe you can't, I'm not sure, that back musculature. And now I will do the shoulder dislocates. You saw how I didn't go all the way back? So I haven't really warmed my shoulders up this morning, and I don't want to hurt them. So I go back as far as I can, and then I come forward again. And I'm gonna open my arms up a little bit wider on this band, just because it is starting to hurt my shoulders. And then one last time, really wide, I'll go all the way back. These are called shoulder dislocates. You can also go to the side like this. You can also go one arm at a time. These are really good for opening up the shoulders. You don't want to go too fast. You don't want to grip too narrow and end up hurting yourself. You just want to take the shoulder joint, the ball and socket joint that it is, through all ranges of motion. Forward, backward, lateral, maybe even diagonal. If you notice any discomfort in any of these directions, the telltale sign that you definitely want to get moving, exercise a little bit more. Maybe just do some arm circles if you don't have access to one of these. And like I was saying before, if you don't have resistance bands, one, you can get them at my store. Two, you can grab a blanket or a shirt and do that same movement, nice and slow. Okay, so from the front, that looks like this. You can also use a PVC pipe or a broomstick. All right, guys, so I hope that you enjoyed Mobility Monday, and I hope that you utilize some of these movements in your own exercise, and I will be back with another helpful video sometime, exercise video. I know I've been doing mostly mindset stuff in this group, but the whole point of this group is to help you elevate all areas of your life, your mind, your body, and your soul. So there'll be a nice mixture of them, trying to come up with a better content calendar so it can be a little bit more consistent for you ladies. Let me know what you would like to see more of. Do you want to hear more about nutrition? Do you want to hear more about fitness? Do you want to hear more about mindset and life coaching, or all of the above? Let me know.